Hello, hello, hello. It's Shawn Ziem, the connection machine, getting everything set up here. I'm making sure that the link is in the first comment on YouTube. If you're watching us on Facebook, please hop over to YouTube. The link is in. Actually, I'll just put it all in here. Over here, the link for YouTube. For those that are on Facebook, let's put this on the other platforms. Go over here. Let's make sure it's on Facebook before we get started. Only way to get on screen would be for you to come onto YouTube, go to the link that's the first comment that I have, which I'm going to be putting in as we're speaking. Actually, it's there already. Click that link, that StreamYard link. It'd be golden. Cool. I'm here. Sure we're live. I'm live there. Let's put that comment here. This is good. If you want to get on, please use the link that I'm putting in the comments to join me. Whoops. Let me just get this all started. Cool. I'm all set. So, those that are watching, drop a comment, hit that like button, hit the comment button where you're watching from. The least you could do is hashtag live if you're watching us live, hashtag replay on the replay. Love to shout you out if you are here. Might as well get you, some props. I want to put this on the screen. If you are one that likes to earn crypto tokens, go to networkmarketinginsider.com / if you go to the website, you can go to the token giveaway, earn some tokens as we're here. I have the link for those that want to pop on and share about Skool as we're waiting for those action takers to actually take some action. I want you to understand I am a full-time teacher. I am an insurance broker, producer. I go by the insurance doctor, but then I also help teachers and 9-to-5ers with building an online business by creating their own personal brand, which generates leads, because people always talk about leads, which will lead to income. And I talk about recurring income. In my community, my Connection Creator Academy, we are learning about connection marketing. I've been doing this for years. I utilize connection calls. I utilize how to make conversations using social media to get to a conversation in the end. A relationship. And with that relationship, it can go to one of two things: a recommendation to someone else or a commission for a product or service that you are selling. What I've been doing over the years, I've been involved in network marketing, affiliate marketing, multi-level marketing, besides my insurance. It's where I first learned about recurring income. But a lot of times people say, "Oh, those things are pyramid schemes. You're gonna lose. You're not gonna make out. You're not be able to scale. There's no money in it." And early on, I've been in a few of them. A lot of times now, recently, go into them to build traffic, help out with whoever, and support those that are involved in it. But that $50, the 7,500 is, I don't believe, is losing money. It's investing. It is finding out other streams of income. You can gain some knowledge, and taking that knowledge, you're not losing. If you don't use the knowledge, like a lot of you might go to a webinar, you might go to a workshop, you might do in person, it could be online, and you all rah rah, and I learned all this stuff, but you're not implementing. You're not taking action. That's where the money's at. That's where you having growth will happen. The success will happen if you're implementing what you're learning. Again, if you are watching live, please give us a little hashtag live. If you're on the replay, hit hashtag or drop hashtag replay. If you want to come on the screen, here we go. We got who do we have here? What's up, Alex? How are you?
Hey, Shawn, what's up,
Over
brother?
here. How's it going, my man?
Uh, I'm good.
We put this one. Where are you calling in
Uh,
from?
New York City, man.
Very cool, very cool. And you're currently on. Oh, you're Alex. Yes, we were supposed to have a connection call. You took time to hop on this, which is awesome. So I think this is even better. I'm glad that you
Yeah,
hopped
well,
on.
Shawn. I'm getting like a double feedback.
You got an echo. Hold on. Let me see if I have.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me shut this down. Give me a sec. Now it should be good now. How does it sound now?
You sound perfect, and
Awesome. Very cool.
I don't
Very
hear
cool.
myself.
You don't hear yourself now.
Well, actually, now I do. It's still going. Every time you talk, I hear you a second time. I talk, I hear myself.
We have a little double
Yeah,
action
exactly.
today. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Sometimes this happens. Leave and then come back in. Sometimes
Okay.
the technology is all a little wacky. So leave and use the same
Okay.
thing. Come back in how you came, and it should all be working fine.
All right. Let me try it. Let's
And
see.
as Alex is gonna leave, he's gonna come back. Hey, this is what happens when we do live stuff, guys. This is live. We're live on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. If you're in Skool, you're able to hop in here as well using that link that is in the comment inside of YouTube. Make sure you use that comment or that link. It'll allow you to come either on video or you can be off video and just use your voice. How do we sound now?
Yeah, I'm still hearing you talking from like seconds ago.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Should I just leave YouTube completely and then
Oh,
go
are
back
you
to
on?
Skool?
Are
Yeah,
you
because I'm on
on?
YouTube first. I clicked from the Skool link.
Oh, so you're
And
into Skool Link. Close out. You're in StreamYard right now.
correct.
Close out YouTube. That's the issue. Close out everything but StreamYard, and it'll keep you here.
So close out YouTube.
Yes.
Okay. I just did that. Now I'm in StreamYard.
Now you should be good.
Now we're perfect. All right.
Excellent. That's the issue. I do that often. Hey, those that are watching, if you are ever streaming.
Yeah, this is my first time on StreamYard. Usually I do Google Meets or Zoom, you know, that's so this is my first time on StreamYard. So this was now
Hey,
I know.
that's fantastic. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, good to meet you, man. I got your message earlier. No worries, no problem. You know what we're into. You're into
Yes.
much more than me, but I'm like constantly busy because I have some faceless channels that I'm working on, and Skool, and I have my YouTube personality channel, which is really not a real focus. I just put some videos there purposely to kind of like get those teachers to see, hey, let me go into Skool and see more about what's going on with this and how this guy can possibly help me. Because I wanted to, and all about authority. That's the main reason why I made those videos, so they can see me, they can see what I established, and little things in my computer room, and they hear me. They see, okay, there's some trust there. This guy has been there, done that. He's speaking my language, and Then I want them to get into my community. And then somehow, as time goes on, uh, help these struggling teachers, help these teachers who want to be great, who are suffering in silence because they're afraid of the backlash from administrators. And I've been there, done that, and I've propelled it, and I've never had to back down or kiss anybody's kneecaps to move ahead. It's a struggle, but you have to anticipate that. And when you do that and you're doing everything right, because my main thing when I mentored so many is that your work speaks for you, man. The kids speak for you. The parents speak for you. As long as you are doing good work and administrators are coming at you and they want to report you to the Department of Ed and this and that, those kids and those parents will stand up for you. And those are the, some of many messages I want to get across to teachers. But, my whole goal of getting into Skool was potentially reaching global teachers. I find that fascinating because, like I know, there's different school systems across the globe. There's school systems that don't have any unions at all across the globe. And those are some of the teachers I want to talk to. But no matter what the school situation, teaching is teaching, and reaching kids is reaching kids, and that's up here. And I came from the streets, working in a car wash, working in Key Food, helping old ladies with their groceries. And here it is. I've helped so many people who are principals now, administrators now, thriving technology teachers now, all through my classroom, doing things that I had the ability to teach them. And that all started with my high school shop teacher, Joe Licata. Loud Italian guy, screaming, yelling. Back in those days, in the 70s and 80s, teachers could curse, they bang on desks, they do all kind of crazy stuff. You can't do that now, but that's the way he was. And I would never be a teacher like him, but what I took from him is the nurturing part, because I was that sponge in his class. I had no idea what I wanted to do, but what he was teaching back then, it was manual typewriters and electric typewriters and copiers, and I just happened to be good at it, man. And I just propelled past everybody. And back then, they had two long tables where they had the seniors on one side and the juniors on the other side. So I was so far ahead of the juniors, he put me on the senior side. So naturally, when I became a senior, I knew all the work, So in a way, I had become a teacher already because he had me helping everybody. And as I reflect, man, I tell you, those are great days, man. And I just want to somehow give it back and let so many teachers know that, you can have impact, man, for yourself, for your program, for your kids. But there's a strategy to it. And, there's a certain belief that has to take place.
Now, Alex, I know we connected on Skool, and we are streaming on YouTube. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Facebook. And I'm still a teacher, and I love the ability, being on the East Coast, teachers are making a little bit better money. As far as, I would say, Northeast Coast makes some money, probably on the West
That is correct.
Coast makes some money. South, they don't make much money. So,
but you know what I found, Shawn? You know what I found on the Northeast, because I was a traveling delegate with my union. So sometimes we had conferences upstate in Albany, and I got to meet teachers from upstate New York, and they don't make anywhere near the compensation that we were making in New York City. So you're right in the Northeast, but not everywhere.
Not everywhere, right? And that's what I wanted to find and help, specifically in Skool, and specifically having an online business with recurring income, help them find a side hustle. And when I found Skool back in July, what's flashing on the bottom, that Evolve Now Social, everyone should be joining. It's free. You can come in, it's personal development. You can meet other people globally. There's over 1,700 members inside. But the beauty inside that community is you could build your own personal brand and then promote your community that you're going to develop and earn income from. So you don't have, they always talk about having that free community. Well, that's the Evolve Now Social. My paid one is my NMI Connection Creator Academy, where I teach people how to be basically use connection marketing. I teach teachers and 9-to-5ers how to generate leads, how to build an online business, and how to make sure they can connect and have conversations that lead to relationships that now you can either have income from or you're recommending someone for another product or service in your ecosystem. So that's where I found inside of Skool, man, the ability to, one, you could be inside a community and start earning income just from sharing what you're doing inside of the community. And talk about your community, where I know you're focused on teachers. Where do you want the conversations to go, the relationships to build, in what kind of realm?
Can you be a little more specific?
When they come into the community, what would they be doing on a daily practice when they come in? What will they be focused on, your members?
My primary goal of creating my school community is to create a safe space for teachers to unwind, to let out that kind of conversation that they generally would have in a teacher's cafe in private, away from everybody else. This is their safe space. That's why my community is not public. That's why it's private. And I want them to release that buildup of tension that they're dealing with every day they walk into the school. You know, just to drive up in a parking lot, or, you know, just before they park and get out of their car. I mean, some of them, their day is ruined before they even walk into the school building because of their psyche, because of their mindset. That has never been the case for me. No, because I knew what my purpose was. And my purpose wasn't to be friendly with anybody. It wasn't to get a rabbi and get ahead. My purpose was to connect with kids the way Mr. Licata connected with me, and then go from there. But I could only do that if, first and foremost, I had something to offer them. So I had to have my skill set in place. And I just continued from there. And sometimes it's just that connection, like, who knows where this is going to go? You know, you connected, and I didn't know what you were into until I entered the Evolve community. And I'm like, wow, this is like probably the best community that I've connected to. Like, I'm a part of several communities. I mean, you don't see them because I don't want them to be seen. I think that's a distraction. But out of all of them, this is the Evolve is probably the best, you know, as far as true engagement and people just speaking freely without, you know, the pomp and circumstance. I'm involved in some other communities because the owner is, you know, pretty cool, but there's just a lot of chaos going on in there, and it's just a lot of, you know, that's not my character. That's not
right. No, you're exactly right. As far as Evolve, it's supposed to be come in, learn something. If you want to learn something, connect with others. You want to network. You want to make some money. You want to, you know, there's religious people inside, personal development. I have people that are inside that wrote books before. So if you're watching and you want to learn how to write a book,
yeah,
you can have conversations with to
absolutely. I saw
right?
a little bit of that, and I've been, number one, told by so many people, like, when they ask me certain things, I reflect to a certain story in my career, and they're like, oh my God, how do you remember all that? You need to write a book. You need to write a book. You need to write a book. And my brother is constant, my younger brother, he's constantly on me about that. And I mean, I'd like to, but that's a process. That's a serious process, and being involved in different things. Like, I don't want to, you know, do crazy traveling with my retirement and pension. You never know what can happen. So that's kind of like a
Exactly.
safety net. You want to leave that there. So I decided, hey, let me get involved in some YouTube stuff, and that led me to Skool and see where these things can be monetized and have some passive recurring income, and then I can travel and have that freedom and have that choice of lifestyle, because there are things that I want to do. I mean, there's one major thing that is a major goal for me, which is to do an elite safari tour.
Wow.
And those are very expensive. I mean, you can get a general one for like, $6,000, but the elite one there's safety involved. There's the proper housing. There's the secured licensed individuals who take you by the animals. I'm just a nature person. Periodically, I escape New York and I go to Costa Rica. I'm hiking in the hills. So, I'm doing some crazy ATV riding in the mud, which I've never did in my life, but it's like psychotically fun. And those are just some of the things that I wanted to do. I did my pilgrimage to Africa. I went to Ghana, and that was heartbreaking but empowering at the same time. Walking in slave caves, walking in the male and the female dungeons. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
The odor is actually still there, but it's empowering for an African American male, to do something like that, knowing that you generate power from these individuals who survived this stuff. I mean, a woman back then who knew that she's going to be raped would fight back, and they would put her in the female dungeon, and she knew that was death, because there's 3 doors, and once they close the 3rd door, there are no windows, there's no ventilation, so it's just a matter of days or weeks that you die. And they knew it, but they refused to be raped. That's
Right.
some powerful stuff, man. That's some powerful stuff. So just little things like that. I've mentored so many, and I can reflect on those stories. A lot of these people were just afraid. Some of them were afraid of me. Because I wore suit to work every day, so everybody thought I was like this military guy, which I never was in the military, but I had that mannerisms because one of my best mentors, Mr. Glenn, was a 2-time Marine, and I learned a lot from him. And these people who I mentored would tell me, I called my supervisor, I went to the guidance department, I tried to transfer out. I tried to have my supervisor at the Department of Ed have me train with somebody else, because I was just afraid of you. And I had no idea that you're such a great guy, and I'm so lucky to have work with you. And one of those guys is my closest friend now. He's married now. I went to his wedding. He's got 3 little girls. I spent a couple of barbecues with them out in their house, and I was a part of his relationship with his girlfriend well before they got married. And it's like, who knows where his life would be if the Department of Ed moved him, because they told him, you don't know Mr. Bell the way we know him. Give it a month. If you still feel that you need to be transferred, then we'll transfer you. And he never wanted to transfer. So it's just stories like that I believe my community can really help to empower those teachers, because they're out there, man. I mean,
oh yeah,
they're out there. I would always get to work 2 hours before classes start. People called me crazy, but for me, this is what made my days good. Whatever came my way, whether it was a chaotic parent or a chaotic administrator, I was prepared for it. Plus, I was prepared for the work as well. And some of those teachers, and this is my point, some of those teachers knew that I was there early, and they would come to my classroom early, behind the scenes. This is before schools had cameras. So
Yeah.
they would come in and tell me their problems. And I would say to them, listen, as a union member, I can represent you, another union member. So all you have to do is create the meeting with the principal secretary. And they'd be like, oh, no. Can you just see what you can do? I don't want to be in a meeting. I can't help you if you don't create the meeting. I can't create the meeting. And you know what happened, Shawn? I won all those battles for those teachers. But administrators would go behind my back and threaten those teachers. Why did you talk to him? Why did you talk to him? These are the stories that I tell these teachers in my community that they don't know, that they haven't experienced.
No. And what were you a teacher? What was your discipline? Because you're retired now, right? You said?
Yeah, 5 years retired. I started out, as you know, the typewriters, and then they sent me, because I was in a teacher internship program. They sent me about 2 years to Xerox Corporation to upgrade my skills, because the internship program was a half a year. You go into the field of your skill set, you learn the updated stuff. The other half, you be mentored with a licensed vocational teacher. There was no CTE back then. There was no technology stuff. It was vocational. I say that with emphasis because that's like a taboo word. Even in some meetings that when I was still working, I would say that. Like, oh, no, you got to say CTE. No. You still use electrical at home, right? You still use plumbing at home, right? That's vocational, right? Yes. So stop it. But that's politics, right? And you don't have too many raw teachers like us who tell the full truth of what it's really about. So I graduated to word processors at Xerox and high-end copiers. And then in the late 90s, we had this new principal. I actually did a video on this. It's on YouTube. And his name was Mr. Block. Best principal. I had 9 principals over my career. He was my absolute best principal ever. I mean, he was I don't want to say, he wasn't a pervert. He was a he was a womanizer, put it like that. But on this side, he was an outstanding administrator, because he would chase different teachers behind the scenes, and he was actually in one of my gyms. He came up to me. I was sweating. I had my headphones on, and somebody taps me on my shoulder, and I turn around. It's Mr. Block and some fairly young Spanish teacher. But he's the one who came in, brand new principal, and just demolished verbally all of our vocational shops, whether it was plumbing, air conditioning, electrical installation. And in our department meeting at the end of the day, there were some teachers who vented, but I actually spoke up. I spoke to it, and I was allowed to because I had a AP of my department, assistant principal, Mr. Ott, who was outstanding. He was a hippie, like from back in Woodstock days, and but he was a great guy. Back then you could smoke in schools. You can't smoke in schools now, but we would hate to go in his office because it was like a chimney, because he was a back-to-back cigarette smoker. But the word got out later that day that there's this guy who was vocal about what you did, talking about the shops. And this is my point of bringing up Mr. Block. And this is why I always respect that man as an administrator. He went out his way to create a meeting just for us vocational teachers before we went home at the end of that day. And he apologized. That's unheard of with administrators. He freaking apologized. He said, I apologize for talking down about your shops, but I don't apologize for wanting the shops to be upgraded. I want to bring the school to another level. So I took that to heart. Remember, I just came out of Xerox. So, you know, I have this professional thing going on. I have connections. They love me at Xerox. There's a plaque back there right above that plant. Xerox gave me that when I left. They gave me a little party, surprise party. And they were constantly trying to hire me, trying to take me from the Department of Education. But I'm glad I chose education. I think my life is much, much better because of it. But I brought him, I called my contacts in the city at Xerox, and they said, well, we can't do anything here, but we can connect you to Xerox in Long Island, closer to your school. So I went out to meet with them, and they said they'll come in. Mr. Block welcomed them in. And long story short, close to $250,000, $225,000 worth of equipment from Xerox was donated.
Wow.
And then Mr. Block funded my typewriter repair shop to become a dedicated computer technology lab. And then I started teaching computers. And then in 2000, I actually started certifying my kids through CompTIA. That's Computing Technology Industry Association. That's global. So my students started getting certified in the year of 2000, and 19 consecutive years, Shawn, 19 years straight, my students were getting certified. I don't have documentation, but I don't think any other teacher has done that in New York City.
Dude, that's phenomenal. We're running out of time. Right. And you're gonna see Alex again, because we're gonna have him on my podcast as well. But I want to thank you for being an action taker, coming on to Skool, coming into Evolve. You probably went to the calendar, you clicked on the link,
I'm only here because of Evolve, man. You know, I'm involved. I'm seeing people write incredible things, you know, no BS that I see in other communities, and some nonsense that I see on schoolers at times. But because of that, I clicked on the calendar and I said, what's going on in here? And I saw the live because of your link that sent me to your YouTube that, you know, connected me to the replay. And I said, you know, I want to be a part of that, you know, because I want to talk with some of these people. And at the same time, you know, perhaps what I can share can help some of them.
Definitely. I have in the comments Alex's community. Please join it. Come on over, reach out, talk to us, have some great conversation. Join Evolve Now. Join the communities that are inside there, because we're doing this. I'm doing this every Tuesday from 4 to 5. And I like to have a couple people. And some people say, because at first nobody was coming on, right? But I've done this for so many years. I know, hey, I'm going to use this time as a learning or teaching, or then you popped in. And then we had a great conversation. People learned something. It's recorded, so people are going to catch the replay as well. So it's not even just right now. So those that are school owners or school affiliates, hop on this in the future. Go to Evolve Now Social, engage us inside there, go to the calendar, click on it, make sure Tuesday, put it in your calendar so you won't miss it. You hop on, you could be on camera, you could be off camera. All I have to do is hit a button and I'm gone, right? For those that are nervous or having trouble with public speaking, come on and do it this way. That's fine. and then you'll get yourself comfortable, and then you'll become what we're doing. So
Yeah, I never wanted to go live on my YouTube, my personality channel, because I'm a private guy, but I'm used to speaking. I've spoken in front of auditoriums and meetings and conferences and banquets, always talking in front of my classroom. But I don't want to see myself on camera, right? But after doing it, I just felt, it's like you're calling in a way. It's like there's people out there that need to hear it. And for me, it wasn't about doing it for views. It was about doing it to reach those teachers that I know they're out there, because I mentored them. They came to my class on a DL, on a down low, to tell me the problem. So I know they're there, man. They're out there.
Hey, they'll be finding this. They're going to be popping into our community. We'll be talking more about, what's going on going forward. I want to remind everyone, hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Go to and follow us on socials that you're watching this in. Alex, stick around for another moment. Everyone else, we hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Don't forget, go to the comments, drop a comment, subscribe, like, and share this video.
If I can just give a quick promo,
go for
the Evolve community. I just joined just last week, and it's definitely worth it, folks. It's definitely worth it. It's a great place.
Thanks for saying that. And everyone else, reminder, I'm here to help, motivate, and inspire. Have yourself an amazing rest of your day. Alex, stick around for 1 second.
Yes, sir.